The Mansfield City Council held the City of Mansfield held the State of the City address on Friday in the Somark building at the Grandview Event Center. And this is a special edition of A Moment with the Mayor. The following opinions of those of Michael Evans may not necessarily reflect those of the Mansfield City Council. First of all, it's no longer morning, so I can't say top of the morning, but welcome to About Mansfield, Michael Evans.
Thank you, and good day to you, sir. And listen, you caught me when I'm still pumped up.
Oh my gosh.
The state of the city, I tell you.
We're like 15 minutes away from you and Joe Smolinski having just finished the State of the City address. And you addressed a packed house. It was full of, probably 400 or 500 people.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And I tell you what, I do appreciate the fact personally, and we had members of council that were there as well. I always like to mention my team because we do this together. And we're just overwhelmed by the fact that the room was full like it was. And hey, you know what? I think that says a lot about the interest regarding the city, and I am glad about it because taxpayers are stakeholders, and they need to know what's happening in the city.
You and Joe tag-teamed doing the State of the City address, and one of the first things you talked about was the phenomenal growth in Mansfield and how we're at around 82,000.
We're at about 82,000 right now in regard to our growth, and I was just stating this fact. When I got to Mansfield in 1989, there were about 15,000 people here, and now we are at 82. At the end of 2024, we believe that there will be a little over 86,000 people here. And by 2040, we believe that we will be at about 155,000. And the number just keeps going up. It's really phenomenal when you think about it.
And with that, though, which I think is a testament to the city staff and the city council, that you're still maintaining a AAA bond rating.
You know what? We do applaud that. And you're right. I think what that should communicate to the folks listening who live in Mansfield is that we have a top-notch accounting team that's led by Troy Lestina and his crew. And you know what, Steve, and we've talked about this before, they get an award every year. They, us, the city, we get an award every year for the way that we handle our dollars. And believe it or not, we're fiscally conservative. And that has really boded well for us in our city. And we want to continue to go in that direction.
One thing that caught my attention, you had mentioned that the number one concern in Mansfield is safety, but the number two, traffic. What was it called? Mobility.
Yeah, that's right.
And you and Joe address that.
Yeah, when we do our mobility studies, well, I'll tell you what, we better address it because it is it is up front. And people need to know that you listen to them. But guess what? We live in Mansfield, so we are in the traffic ourselves. Now, Steve, everything is relative. Okay, so I'm originally from Houston, Texas. Came to this area in 1984. But I have gotten acclimated to Mansfield, Texas, and I'm telling you, just like anybody else, when you're sitting at a stoplight and, you've got about 2 or 3 resolutions there, you're saying like, this is a lot of traffic. So, we addressed that. We've got more staffing now, in the last 3 years in regard to traffic. We have actually increased that budget some 77% since my first year in office. And again, hey, I'm one vote. So we all did that together, all right? And we're going to keep doing it. We got to address traffic.
Well, in terms of traffic, you addressed Daymire Road, you addressed Matlock, you addressed Broad and Main, citywide activate the transportation plan of more walking, more bicycling.
Yep.
In fact, my wife and I, we are right on the cusp of buying electric bikes, and so that we'll hop on the linear trail and drive or ride downtown. And
that's outstanding. Do that.
And the rail of the future. Come on now.
You know what we're talking about, buddy? We're talking about commuter rail. And in regard to the traffic, you are right. We know that we're dealing with that. We're happy to say that finally, Steve, you know what? 2.5 years ago now, 3 really, when I first out this opportunity to serve as the mayor. We were talking about Daymire Road, brother, back then, and no dirt moved. That was a bad look.
Sure.
But, it's happening now, and we wouldn't be able to do that without partnerships. MISD has been, Mansfield Independent School District has been a great partner in that in regard to mobility. And I need to give a shout out to the city of Grand Prairie because municipalities don't always work together like they should. The city of Arlington as well. Again, you just have to say that these partnerships work when you recognize, I think, that a city the size of Mansfield, we believe in Mansfield first.
Yeah.
We also know that we're part of a region, the southeastern part of Tarrant County, sector of Tarrant County. And listen, we're in Tarrant, Ellis, and Johnson County. So these partnerships are making this, in regard to mobility, they're helping to make this a little bit, I'll say, easier for us. Easy is a bad word, but they're really helping us to move the needle and get things done. So it's good to talk about that today.
One thing that caught my attention as a news reporter, as someone who delivers the news on a weekly basis, people expect me to know everything, and it's like, oh my gosh, where did this come from? The masonry update. And it's like,
yes.
There are some subdivisions where their masonry is starting to fall apart, and something's going on with that.
Well, and let me just say this. I'm an avid listener to About Mansfield because, darn it, you're supposed to know everything. I'm just saying. Okay, let me calm down. No, I'm just listen. That's why we listen to you, Steve, because you all take care of business.
I know everything.
And there is a masonry update. Here's the deal. So a few years ago, maybe 5 or 6, we almost mandated that we would have masonry walls throughout our community. I mean, when you build them, they look really nice, but I know now, present day, that we don't want to wall people out, A, B, C, D. I got that. But here's the problem.
Yeah.
When those walls start crumbling, like the Jericho wall, that's the preacher in me, so forgive me. Yes. But when the walls start crumbling, somebody has to pay for that. And if you are the homeowner and you're thinking that the city's going to pay for that, no, that's on private property. So we have people who get these notices from code enforcement saying your wall's coming down, and they say back to us, well, buddy, I can't pay $40,000 for the wall. And then you say, well, your HOA can do it. And the HOA is saying, we can't afford to do it.
That's the homeowner.
That's exactly what they say. Right. So we drive through our city and we see these walls that were once beautiful, but now they aren't anymore. So, one of the things that we're hoping now to promote would be wrought iron fencing. Those look nice. You can put vegetation on those, to get your privacy, if you would. They even have artificial vegetation that you can put up, there too, if you want your privacy or what have you. But it has become too expensive for our residents to pay for these walls. So we want you to know that in regard to the council, we're easing that burden on you, and we're working with you to think about ways to do a better job at just the aesthetics of those walls.
A couple of things that you mentioned, you and Joe, really in regard to the future of Mansfield, which sounds really exciting. Okay, number one was the land swap, but with MISD. And so with the land swap comes Geyer Commons.
Yes.
And the bigger, what sounds like a bigger project would be the Riverwalk in the southern part of Mansfield. And they both sound like incredible projects.
You know what? Based upon my perspective standing up there on the stage, I looked out at people when we were talking about the Riverwalk. Ladies and gentlemen, this is real. So we're not pulling your leg here. I saw people like, are they crazy? I mean, but it wasn't a negative. Are they crazy?
Yeah.
It was a negative. It would be a negative if they're thinking, we're just pulling their leg, but we are not. They were looking like, is that really possible? Yes, it is really possible. We're doing the engineering studies now, and the engineers have come back and told us, yeah, you can really do that. So when we talk about the Riverwalk, the question would be, where at? That would be at the location of the new City Hall. Bear in mind that we did a property swap with Mansfield Independent School District. The Mansfield Independent School District administrators, they have outgrown their facilities. As a matter of fact, you've got admin in about five buildings throughout the city, and they need a place where they can have for themselves a command center. So we appreciate our former city manager Clayton Chandler, who was a forward-thinking man, and we built this city hall a little over 20 years ago. Well, guess what? Mr. Chandler knew that after about 20 years, we were going to outgrow it, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And at the time we built it, we had about population of about 38,000. We're at 86,000. So we're moving out to what is the reserve area, and if you can just get a picture of Heritage Parkway, and then you have all that property between Heritage Parkway and East Broad, that would be like the reserve area. And let me give you some boundaries, 287 to 360. All of that is the reserve. We're going to plop right in the middle of that. We're going to have the canal. We're going to have a town center, kind of like it'll be reminiscent of South Lake, as well as, because they have a beautiful town center. Sugar Land, Texas, has a beautiful town center. So listen, we're talking about that. Gondolas that you can actually get into. I'm saying gondolas. I've got Italy in my head, but anyhow.
Or like the Swan in the park in Dallas.
Yeah, because swans are just like happy birds. So you get in them and you pedal, all that kind of stuff. But you're going to be able to circumnavigate. I mean, we've done the math. You'll be able to circumnavigate about a mile. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that's a lot of pedaling.
That's a lot of pedaling. That's why I would like for a Joe or Leanna. I don't want to be. I got to.
There you go.
Male or female, to serve as like the person that helps to navigate us around the nice canal.
Before we get, we're gonna wrap this up here in just a second. You talked on about developing a strong economy, the innovation corridor, Admiral Legacy, and 150,000 square feet of Class A corporate building.
Yes.
The movie magic of the movie studio, and but let's touch on Destination Downtown,
Yes.
and then we'll wrap this up.
Boy, let's talk about Destination Downtown. And you know what? We are getting toward that. Now, let me say this. There is going to be new development downtown. There's new development right now. Mm-hmm. But I want the listening audience to know that we will also continue to take care of those small business owners who are already downtown. So the development that's coming up is going to be complementary to what is already down there. As a matter of fact, we want the existing small business owners to just get ready, get those cash registers ready, get those card machines ready, because we're bringing more people to the downtown area. We're not just saying come visit downtown. Folks are going to be living downtown. Now, of course, we have multifamily down there now. But guess what? We're talking about actual townhome living, townhomes for purchase. That will be where the old EDC, Economic Development Building is. That's what I mean by EDC, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to be south of what is like the backyard. Just to give people a reference here, Steve.
300 South Main Street.
300 South Main Street. Also, that is connected to the linear trails. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're talking about. We're also talking about developing what we call the Water District, which will be at Broad and Main Street. Right now, you have a tire company place there.
Right.
But all of that's going to be redeveloped. You're talking about office space there, sir. You're talking about retail shops there and restaurants. So we're looking out for the folks who are already there. I mean, this is going to enrich them, and it's also going to enrich the only neighborhood that we can all claim is downtown. Downtown is everybody's neighborhood, and it's coming to the new downtown district.
Yeah, I think the quote was, the neighborhood we all share together.
We all share together. That's right.
Go.
It's the character of our city.
You closed out the State of the City address with the quote was, the state of Mansfield is strong.
The state of the city of Mansfield is strong. We are a blessed city, and we've got great residents. And I always say thank you to them, because we serve the people of the city, and we appreciate it.
Mayor Michael Evans, a special edition of A Moment with the Mayor, and congratulations on a great presentation. And I know we'll see you in about a week or so
Yes, you will.
after the next city council meeting.
See you Monday, sir.
You got it.